If you've ever booked an airline ticket, you've probably stumbled upon the idea of frequent flyer miles. You know, earn 30,000 miles, get a free flight, maybe even an upgrade. But what if I told you that for many big airlines, these loyalty programs aren't just a side hustle, they're arguably more valuable than the flying part of the business itself? Yes, in the world of aviation, loyalty programs like United Mileage Plus, Delta Sky Miles, and American Advantage have become the engines quietly keeping airlines financially aloft. Let's dig into how the act of flying has become almost secondary to the vast loyalty ecosystems these carriers have built, and why your next vacation to the beach might actually be funded by the credit card in your pocket. To understand this, let's roll back the clock to the early days. Airline loyalty programs started in the late 1970s and early 1980s, mainly as a way to keep travelers coming back after airline deregulation led to cutthroat price competition. The idea was simple: reward people for flying often. Back then, it was frequent business travelers collecting miles the natural way, by logging flight after flight. But the game changed in the 2000s, and even more so after the 2008 financial crisis and the C-19 pandemic in 2020. Suddenly, airlines saw they could make far more from these programs than just filling seats with repeat flyers. Today, the simplest way to say it is that airline loyalty isn't about flying anymore. It's a global currency exchange with you at the center. Let's break down how this works. Take a major airline, let's call it North Sky Airlines. North Sky runs a loyalty program, North Sky Miles. Now every time you fly, you earn miles. But here's the twist: way more miles are distributed every year through credit cards, banks, online stores, hotels, and car rental partnerships than from actual flying. How does this happen? Banks and card issuers, think Chase, Amex, Citibank, buy billions of miles in bulk from airlines. They then use these miles as rewards for your everyday spending. Swipe your North Sky card at the grocery store, fill up at the gas station, or book a hotel, bam, more miles. But those miles didn't just appear, the bank pays the airline for them. Across the industry, airlines rake in billions of dollars up front just by selling miles, regardless of whether you redeem them for flights. You heard that right. The loyalty business is really a gigantic, ongoing sale of virtual points to financial institutions. American, Delta, United, and others generate so much upfront revenue from this that in tough times, when planes are half empty or grounded, the financial lifeline isn't your checked luggage. It's your credit card spending. Let's dive a bit deeper with a real-world example. In 2022, American Airlines' Advantage program made more than $4 billion just from selling miles to partners. For United Mileage Plus, it was a similar story. And this isn't news to investors. When airlines like United or Delta borrowed money during the pandemic, they put up their loyalty programs as collateral because, frankly, the loyalty programs were considered more valuable than most of their aircraft. But where's the profit in digital currency? A big part comes down to the economics of mileage redemption. When the bank buys your miles, they pay around 1.5 to 2 cents per mile to the airline. When you, the loyal traveler, finally redeem those miles for a flight, the cost to the airline can be significantly less. Many seats redeemed with miles wouldn't have been sold otherwise. Planes almost never fly at full capacity. For these empty seats, the marginal cost for the airline is just a few extra peanuts and the fuel to carry you, a fraction of what they charge the bank for the mile. For premium cabins, business and first class, the spread can be even more lucrative. These seats are frequently unsold and represent outsized value to the miles redeemer, but for the airline, offering these at a discounted mileage rate brings in loyalty and full flights at minimal incremental cost. You might be wondering, but what about all the operational complexity and potential liability of trillions of miles out there waiting to be redeemed? Well, airlines manage these liabilities carefully. First, not all miles get redeemed. Breakage, the percentage of miles that expire or simply go unused, turns into pure profit. And when miles are redeemed, the airline controls the value. They set blackout dates, raise award levels, restrict seat availability, or introduce dynamic pricing models that mean your free trip to Paris one year could cost twice as many miles the next. Plus, there's the interest effect. Airlines get paid up front by banks but don't incur the cost of delivering seats for months, or even years, later, if at all. That's a huge stream of cash they can invest, hedge, or just use to manage the volatility of the airline business, which, as anyone who survived 2020 knows, is among the most unpredictable in the economy. Revenue doesn't stop at point sales to credit cards. Loyalty programs also make money from partnerships: hotels, car rentals, retailers, mobile phone services, even ride shares. Want to earn North Sky miles by hailing a ride to the airport, ordering takeout, or booking a stay at a resort? Behind every deal, another company is buying miles from North Sky, shoveling more cash into the airline's loyalty vault. There's more. Loyalty programs shape your behavior. Fly with us, use our card, book through our app, shop with our partners. We'll reward you with miles. Every piece of this ecosystem is designed to pull you closer, even in markets where competition is stiff. If you have 100,000 miles in your account, you're significantly less likely to defect to a rival airline, even if their ticket is cheaper by a few bucks. That's customer stickiness in action, and it's gold for airlines. But here's the masterstroke. The separation between the airline's balance sheet and its loyalty program is so stark that during the worst of times, the loyalty program becomes an airbag for the airline. In 2020, United Airlines valued its Mileage Plus program at over $20 billion, more than the airline's own market capitalization at the time. When airlines needed government bailouts or new loans, they didn't offer the value of their planes. They hyped the strength of their loyalty programs. Some airlines have floated their loyalty programs on the stock market as nearly separate businesses, a testament to just how differently the money flows compared to simply flying jets from A to B. Let's pause to picture what all of this looks like from the perspective of a traveler. You book a flight using your North Sky credit card. The bank pays the airline for miles which are credited to your account. Then, you book another flight using those miles, perhaps at a time the airline knows the seats likely won't be sold otherwise. They've already pocketed the cash from your bank, and the cost to fulfill the flight is a tiny fraction of the original price of the miles. Multiply this across millions of transactions every year and you have not just a loyalty program but a huge, high-margin business humming in the background of every airline. Now, none of this means airlines don't still want you to fly. The loop of earning miles, redeeming miles, reaching elite tiers for upgrades or perks, all this is intended to persuade you to be a return customer. But the flying is no longer the primary way miles are earned or monetized. Your loyalty, expressed by your card swipes and your shopping choices, is the modern airline's most valuable asset. To wrap it all up, airlines today make money by selling miles as a digital reward currency. Their loyalty programs often out-earn, outlast, and outshine the core airline business, insulating them from downturns, boosting customer retention, and creating new profit streams that literally keep the planes in the sky. The next time you look at those miles in your account and wonder if you'll make diamond status this year, just remember, the airline might make more money when you're shopping for groceries than when you're buckling up for takeoff. So yes, you might fly for the miles, but the airline's real journey to profitability is not happening at 30,000 feet, but deep within the ledger of their loyalty programs, an invisible frequent flyer route paved with your everyday purchases. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like, share with family and friends, and subscribe for more.